Here with another Coach's Corner with Jeff Dickel. Coach, coming off two big Mid-South Conference victories over Cumberland, Tennessee, and Life, Georgia. Guys gritted out the win over Cumberland and then played very, very well in the second half against Life and very efficient offensively.
Yeah, I thought it was a good opening weekend for us. I thought we were a little sluggish on Thursday, coming off a big previous weekend in the Rotary Classic down at Jackson. But, coming away with 2 wins is always good. I really liked how we played in the second half or in the Life game. Thought we had a lot of energy, played really good defense, and were able to get out and play our style of basketball.
Right. I have to start with Bailey Cummins because she had a really big week, averaging 23 points and 8.5 assists a game, and then went a perfect 8 of 8 from the free throw line, and she's only missed 3 free throws all year. So it says a lot about Bailey's ability to score, but then to set her teammates too because she had 10 assists in the Cumberland.
Yeah, Bailey's a great player. I mean, she got pretty close to a quadruple double Saturday, and she's a really, really special player. I referred to it earlier. With Abby Ballman, as great of a player she was as a point guard and being an All-American, and having Faulkner, setting 7 school records. Bailey had some really big shoes to fill, and she's filled it in her own way. And I think all 3 of those point guards kind of did it their own way. And Bailey is an all-time great here. She's done a fabulous job leading this basketball team this year. Really spearheads our attack and everything we do. And she's having a spectacular senior year.
33 points away too from 1,500 points and only 87 assists from tying the school record set by Faulkner. So it says a lot about her all-around game.
Yeah, she's got a really good all-around game. I think the one thing I remember Dad always saying this about her, she can score the ball and facilitate, but she's not really a great defensive player. And I really think that's been something that's evolved throughout her career. I think she's done a really good job her senior year playing defense for us, and she's just a great player, great overall person, just does an outstanding job in everything we do, and she's a really important call for all that we do on both sides of basketball. So, it's not a surprise of how good she's been and how much she's developed, but, she just very, very competitive person, and I think coming in as a freshman, she really tried to figure out what it was that she needed to do to be successful, and she just figured it out. And she's just kept taking steps every single year, and this year's been no different. I think she's one of the best players in the country, and she's really proven that.
Right. You got the the Penn Station Classic coming up this weekend. You're hosting Virgin Islands, Faulkner, and Pikeville, and then in that classic you're playing Faulkner at 6 and Virgin Islands at 2. What did you see from Faulkner and Virgin Islands, first of all, on film that gives them pause for concern? I know Faulkner played Talladega, a team that you guys beat very tight in a very tight ball game, but they're very capable of beating anybody on any given night.
Faulkner, Reed Sutton does a really good job. Very experienced head coach. Coaching over at Virgin Islands, really trying to develop a program, a culture down there. So, they kind of try to come over to the States and play as many games as they can play on the mainland. And this is an opportunity for them to get a couple games in our classic and play several over the next 2 weeks here in America. So I think that's going to be a good opportunity for them to get some experience. Faulkner's a very dangerous team. They've got a lot of kids who shoot the basketball, shoot the 3. They mix their defenses up, and it's going to be a good challenge for us. Like you referred to Talladega, they also played a really good Martin Methodist team and also played Lindsey Wilson. And, it's going to be a challenge for us. We're really looking forward to it. We've had some really strong competition here in the last few weeks, and we're looking to continue that this weekend.
What does it mean to have Penn Station and Josh Irwin, sponsoring this classic? Obviously, they're great for this community.
Yeah, Josh is outstanding. He's a great public figure here. We really appreciate Penn Station sponsoring our women's basketball team and sponsoring this tournament for us. We couldn't have it without them. And everything they do to make this possible. As we appreciate that, and our community and our sponsors that come out and go above and beyond to help us run a great basketball program here. And he just does an outstanding job. The food is excellent. I always joke it's like the same sandwich every time you go in there. It's just very, very consistent. And they just do an outstanding job there. And so we really appreciate Josh and all that he does, and we're really honored to have Penn Station's name on our tournament.
Right. Finally, what are you hoping to see out of your team? Guys off to an 11-1 start, and a great role so far through the first 12 games, but I know you guys only want to continue to get better and grow from here.
Yeah, I think the big thing we're wanting to continue is building our depth. it's kind of every game's a little bit different. Somebody steps up new. I'm really enjoying watching this team compete defensively, and we just want to continue that. I think we find ways to play a little different every game. Sometimes it's by shooting the basketball, sometimes it's with our post play, sometimes it's through dribble penetration, sometimes it's just our defense. And it's really fun coaching them every single day, and I feel like we have something to work on all the time. And I'm really enjoying practicing this team. So it's a lot of fun. It's going to be great, having this tournament this weekend. It's going to be great. Have a little bit of time here over the break as well. We've got 2 games over Christmas break, and we got some time in between that we can kind of take a breath and work on some things that we need to work on. But we got a lot of work this weekend to do before we even think about taking a break. So I'm really excited about the challenge this weekend. Excited about the game with Faulkner and where this team's going.
Right. Well, Jeff Nickel, thank you so much for being on the show. We had the Penn Station Classic as again coming up this weekend with the Bears taking on Virgin Islands Saturday at 2, and then before that, the big game between the Bears and Faulkner at 6 p.m. on Friday. Pikeville and the Virgin Islands play on Friday at 8, and then Pikeville and Faulkner, 2 teams receiving votes in the NAI Women's Basketball Division I poll with 3 votes apiece, play Saturday at 12. To cap off the Penn Station Classic, the Great Lakes Christian men will be playing the Shawnee State men at 4 p.m. Again, a big thanks to Josh Irwin for sponsoring this year's Shawnee State Classic as he has in the past. We really appreciate all that Penn Station does for Portsmouth and the Sauter County area. For Jeff Nickel, I'm Kevin Colley here on This Coach's Corner.